Senate rejects Buhari's Electoral Act. Welcome to the news and thank you for tuning in to listen. President Muhammadu Buhari's bill to modify the Electoral Act of 2022 was severely rejected by the Senate. The bill, titled "A Bill for an Act to Modify the Electoral Act 2022 and for Connected Matters 2022, was overwhelmingly rejected by senators, a situation that effectively prevented its second reading. The bill was defeated in plenary on Wednesday. Recall that despite a court order prohibiting the Senate from moving on the bill, it passed first reading on Tuesday. Senator Ahmad Lawan, the president of the Senate, has appealed the court ruling, claiming that the judiciary cannot, under any circumstances, prevent the legislature from carrying out its constitutional obligations. Senator Adamu Aliero, APC-KB, petitioned the president of the Senate to dismiss the proposed action on the bill prior to the start of discussion on Wednesday, invoking Order 52.5 of the Senate Standing Rules. However, Lawan, who was adamant, maintained his view that only senators can vote against the bill, not the judiciary, which could use in order to prevent the chamber from completing its lawful duty. Senate, on the other hand, voted decisively to prevent the bill from being read a second time. Please, we want to know the content of this bill. It is very, in fact, it is important. It is important to tell us that this. Let them tell us what kind of content. What does the bill contains? What are the bill contents? Well, let me state it. Nigeria is a state that claims to operate on constitution as an on democracy, but I have not heard of separation of powers coming to play. Yes, in this country we have everything mixed up. One man is holding both the legislative and the judiciary to ransom, which of course is very unhealthy for democracy. There's supposed to be the three tiers of government, which is the legislative, the judiciary, and the executive. They exist to checkmate the excesses of themselves, which means the executive exists to checkmate the legislative, but the excesses. The judiciary also exists to checkmate, just like that. The same vein, the legislative exists to checkmate the excesses of the executive and the judiciary. In the same vein, the judiciary, they are like that, vice versa. But that does not mean they don't have power to act on their own. Like making laws, making policies, we all know this is the duty of the legislative body. We all know when it comes to the president and presiding over matters and all those things, they have their own various kinds. It comes in various kinds of form. There's a matter that is on the exclusive list, which means the president can come more and say, I say this one, me I no agree you, and it is going to be left like that. Why? It is in the exclusive list. The matters on the concurrent list, and those things now, at least. At least we have not used what's it called? Rice. And the rest of them to eat everything away from my head. So all those things that like that. The judiciary themselves, that being the enforcers of the law, the legislative cannot encroach. But what do we see today? Legislative and cannot encroach, executive cannot encroach. What do we see today? Malami can easily call one judge, and before you know what is going on, they come out and tell you this particular issue is like A, but tomorrow. We just say, Malami said, Malami's ruling, the AGF ruling is like this, so we cannot do it. And I'm like, where? How do we get to a place where even the separation of powers have disappeared from Nigeria's constitution? Meanwhile, a healthy democracy is not supposed to be void of equity, fairness, and justice. It's not also supposed to be void of the rule of law. It's not supposed to be void of the separation of powers. These things this is like when you say the attributes of a good government. This is what you call they are fair, they are just, and they treat everyone equally. Nobody is above the law. Then each tier of government is permitted and allowed to operate on their own according to the Constitution. Okay. Now we know we have the check and balance in government because the bill will work against the re-election. the Senate. I get it. Okay. The Senate is beginning to grow balls. It is commendable. Oh, well, like I said, let us even hear it. This bill, before we even start clapping for them. And tomorrow we'll not say, because it is even something good. Let us know why exactly or what exactly is the content of the bill. So what is the Senate saying? Are they going to stop what has already been signed into law? No, it has not been signed into law. They are just reading it. Signing into law will pass, I think, the third seat in Abi. How this thing works. It's not really that clear to me. Very selfish Senate members are using their positions as lawmakers to minimize opposition to the emergence in the forthcoming election. We cannot really say this is the case because we have not even heard what exactly the content of this bill is all about. The senators know the bill is good for democracy. It will stop a lot of them from returning to the National Assembly because they will rig election to go there. The bill will block all avenues of malpractice and give room for probes. They are scared. My eyes is paining me. Okay, Senate rejects Buhari's Electoral Act. Like I said, the content, I'm not sure, but the... Before some people will come now and be praising them, like I said, they should give us the content word for word, what exactly was contained in the bill. The judiciary would test the efficacy of that Electoral Act, as we all know that this constitution is supreme. Indeed, constitution is supreme only when it has to do with things that does not support the executive, the legislature, and when it supports them. That is when we know the constitution is supreme. But when it does not support them, they will find a way of making sure everything is twisted to support them. Okay, this one will affect them. No wonder they voted against it. Abio. Well, that's why I said we should just take a chill pill. Let us even find out what exactly is the content of this particular bill in question. Because I'm telling you how it's supposed to be is the legislative is supposed to be independent, the executive the independent, and then the judiciary themselves be independent. But at the end of the day, it is a sign of good democracy, as in showing that democracy is really what the system of government will practice in Nigeria. But if it is not, we are going to find out the content and let us be sure of what the content of a bill will be all about. Okay, on this note, we have come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.